Loving a work of art is often a compromise. Art itself is made by people, unless you're a moron who's allergic to pencils. To err is human, as they say. There's no such thing as perfection. No matter how good a piece of media is, there will inevitably be artistic choices we don't agree with, questionable aspects, and sometimes unambiguously negative traits. If you're fond of something, then these flaws hurt all the more because of what you do like about it. However, I'd say it's a mistake to ignore them. I don't love things that way. I think it's far more interesting to discuss both sides of the coin. Today, I'll be discussing Sidestory Mio, my least favorite portion of Xenoblade 3, and how it carelessly works against the ideas and themes of the game. For context, during the journey through Ruby Flats, the party learns of Colony Omega, helmed by Consul Y. Omega serves as a testing ground for his experiments. Using a special flame clock, he's able to bring back people to life near homecoming age, of course without their memories since they reincarnated. Until, with the power of friendship, damn it! Through the melody of Mio's flute, and supposedly the power of the Sword of Origin or whatever, Miyabi, Kamuravi, Mwamba, and Hecht are all freed from Y's control, with Miyabi having her memories restored for some reason. Okay, this really sucks. But let's go deeper. Why do I dislike this plot point so much? Well, for one, Hecht and Mwamba, and to a lesser extent Miyabi, have literally nothing to do beyond this point. They're brought back to life with zero consequences, and not much is done to explore the experiments they've been through. Miyabi's ascension quest on helping matters is just a cooking contest. There's a decent idea with its conclusion, but even then it's more like a formality. It's like they suddenly remembered last minute, "Oh, yeah, she used to be dead. We should probably acknowledge that now." We gain nothing from this. If anything, the story loses something. Miyabi was deeply important to Mio. She gave her a bunch of survivor's guilt, and wanting her legacy to live beyond her is why she swapped the flute with Noah. Which I guess doesn't mean much anymore, huh? And this whole thing is frustrating, because Xenoblade 3 can write death meaningfully. As a matter of fact, it's a core part of the game's thematic identity. Vandam's impact on the narrative echoes long after he's gone. In Monika's hero quest, the party must retrieve the belongings of his squad. What follows is a bittersweet scene where the death rituals of the lost numbers are paired with those of the party. They're able to understand one another in this moment despite being worlds apart in circumstance. That's beautiful. Hell, even then, it's not an inherently bad writing choice to bring characters back to life. This is a world where most people reside in a cycle of reincarnation, and these ramifications are explored in Tyon's side story, as he's in the awkward position of seeing his mother figure again now as a child without her memories. Hell, every Mobius that wasn't already born as an avatar of Zed has been brought back to life since that's how the process works. But yet again, there's consequences to this trade-off. They become villains and lose themselves, usually dying again anyway. For another case of death being used differently, but still in a meaningful manner, let's look at the body swap between Mio and M. We spend the whole game dreading our deuteragonist's death. When it finally comes, it's revealed that she swapped places with her previous incarnation, with it actually being M who died. Admittedly, I wasn't initially on board with this writing choice, but I did warm up to it, and the reason for that is because of what this swap accomplishes. It plunges N into despair. The entire reason he turned Mobius and caused the harm that he did was so that his Mio didn't have to die. This despair that we felt as we watched who we thought was our heroine pass on is the pain that N went through possibly hundreds of times, since as a part of becoming Mobius he saw the memories of his past lives. As such, this build-up and bait-and-switch to her death allows us to sympathize with the villain in a way we wouldn't otherwise. It has a purpose. The revivals in Sidestory Mio, by contrast, lack such purpose. Here they're just back now to fill hero slots, I guess. In my opinion, Miyabi is a far more interesting character when she's dead. Mio's story loses a fair bit with her being around now. The flute swap already shows an acceptance of her passing. She has no reason to be here. Honestly, this part of Chapter 6 probably being the roughest in the game left me with a bitter taste in my mouth. I quit the game for a bit, but I did want to finish it, and I'm glad that I did, because it gave me practically the perfect ending. I was very satisfied with how this story concluded, and by watching stream highlights, it let me appreciate the experience as a whole. Because I do truly love this game. It's my favorite of the trilogy, but it's not immune to criticism. Unlike how I previously discussed what I adore about the game, this video is about what I hate. Loving any piece of media is a compromise. Everything has flaws. The question is, are the flaws bad enough to ruin an experience? Or are they worth pushing through for what resonates with us? With some games, that choice is obvious. With others, I'm not so sure. But if I know anything, it's that Xenoblade 3 is worth it to me, despite what I dislike about it. Those flaws aren't so aggressively bad that they undermine why it means so much to me. It's just stuff I don't care for in a sea of things I do, and I'm fine with that. Thank you for watching.